live. We back, man. Welcome back to the Golden Goose DFS show. I am your host, Chandler Blakely, aka Goose. We are the leaders in single entry, 3 max and 20 max content. But have no fear, man. If that's not your particular style of play, it's still one of the best spots you can be in if you're playing NBA DFS. Go on and hit that subscribe button. Turn your notification bell on so you know when the videos and content drop. Also, do me, pardon me. Do me one small favor. Hit that like button for your boy, man. It goes a long way to helping the channel grow. It's greatly appreciated. I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in, okay? Let's get it back up to, I think we fell like 5 likes short yesterday. Hit like 95. Let's get it back up to 100. We got to incrementally get better. Hit that like button for your boy, man. You want some of that good karma and good energy headed your way, all right? Let's get into it, man. If you're new here, this is my starting 5 series where I bring you 5 plays that's more than likely going to be in my player pool on DraftKings and FanDuel. I always say more than likely just because this is NBA DFS, man. You get guys ruled out throughout the day, even after lock. That's going to affect plays and lineups. So you want to be locked in. You want to follow some news source, probably on Twitter, get you in the news the fastest. And so you'll know when all these lineup changes happen and you can adjust your lineups accordingly, all right? We're going to get into it, but before we do, you know we got my lineup review. Going over my best lineups from yesterday's slate, all right? Now, got my best lineup pulled up. Also, we're going to do something a little different today. You know, we had a viewer suggestion. They want to see more of the single entry stuff instead of like the FanDuel lineup. So we're going to do that today. Look at my highest scoring lineup, then look at my single entry on the DraftKings side. Y'all let me know what y'all think. If y'all still want to see FanDuel, let me know. Maybe we can find a way to incorporate it in, all right? Y'all know what to do. Comment section down below. Go on and do that for your player partner, all right? Now, this is my highest scoring lineup on DraftKings, so you in for a treat today. This is my highest scoring lineup, and it just happens to be my $5 single entry as well. So you're going to get to see both of my single entry lineups today, my $5 and my $12 single entry. So we got them pulled up for you, man. At the top, Darius Garland cost me a lot of money yesterday. A lot of money. I had a lot of Darius Garland. I didn't do my 20 max yesterday. I just did single entries in the 3 max. Had some things to do that night, so I wasn't going to be at my computer and be able to adjust 20 lineups. So just a couple of lineups last night, man. Darius Garland, 28% on. I had way more than that. 27 fantasy points really hurt me here. I was expecting a better outcome from him in this spot. Paired him with his boy Jared Allen down there. I knew it would be a lot of them in the pick and roll and the dribble handoff. You know, Allen held up his end of the deal. Garland just didn't come through for us. Probably why they got the loss right here. They needed more from Garland, just like I needed more from Garland. All right. Shooting guard spot, man. Chris Dunn. We had a lot of value open up yesterday, especially when we got that Chris Dunn news. We had the Wendell Carter Jr. news. It just switched around a lot of things, but Chris Dunn was a very popular, chalky value play at 4K. Definitely got to plenty of him as well. 43% on, man. I had him in pretty much across all my lineups. 23 fantasy points. He was just okay. A little over 5x in this spot. Definitely needed more on last night's slate. Kelly Oubre, once again, those Philly guys was still going to be chalky with no Maxey out there and Laurie being ruled out as well. You heard me talk about Payne and Oubre in the video yesterday. Had plenty of them. Oubre 58% on, 36 fantasy points. Jaren Jackson Jr. was my way to get different here. Once he got ruled in late, I was okay going to him. He wasn't a top preference of mine, but I was okay getting him into some lineups because I knew he'll be low on. When a lot of times when guys are questionable like that and they get the late rule in, they go under on. I knew it was a good spot against Philly. That defense has been struggling without Embiid down there, and I knew Reed was a smaller center, and that's who they like to get a bulk of the minutes to. So got the Jaren Jackson 7% on, came through with a nice game, 58 fantasy points. Goga Batase, man, was just super cheap. Once Wendell Carter Jr. got ruled out, I knew he would be chalky, but at 3,200, almost a flat man, I knew it was going to be hard for him to kill you. Got him in at 43%, 21 fantasy points from him. Campaign, you knew what to do once Laurie got ruled out along with Maxey. 70% on, 31 fantasy points. Nice outing from him. LeBron James, man, I told y'all he's ramping up, he's getting ready. They trying to make a run at these playoffs, man. Get to LeBron any night. He just been, as long as he under 10,000, he too cheap, man. I hope he at 9,900 next time, man. LeBron James came through for us at 24% on, 59 fantasy points. And then Jared Allen, man, you knew to get to him as well. Once Mobley was ruled out, told you he'll be involved in a lot more of the offensive action. 51% on, he gave us 48 fantasy points. Solid, but not enough, as you could have spent $700 more and got the highest scoring player on the slate, Alfred Sengun. He just had a monster night. But yeah, 304 over here, came in 536 places. This was the $5 single entry. Now, my $12 single entry. Garland once again. You can kind of see the similar structure, but I went a little different with another pay up option here in Fox. So still at the top, it was Darius Garland, 33% on over here, 27 fantasy points. Guys, and speaking of that, like similar structure, a lot of times in basketball, guys, the good plays are the good plays. You don't really want to run away from the chalks every time. You wanna kind of evaluate this. My thing every day, pretty much, when I first look at the slate and I'm finna break down the slate of how I'm gonna attack it today, the first thing I like to do is evaluate the chalk, man. If it's good chalk, is it bad chalk? If people are too high on this guy or too low on this guy, I like to evaluate the chalk. And then it just depends on if I like it or if I don't like it. We take it and start our process from there. But you don't really want to run away from good plays, man. All right? Just that little tidbit for you. But Darius Garland, once again, 33% on. I told you he owed me money yesterday, man. 27 fantasy points. Chris Dunn, 50% on over here in the $12, 23 fantasy points. Got the Kelly Oubre, 63% once again, 36 fantasy points. LeBron James, 26% on. We're just heavy on him, 59 fantasy points. Nice outing from him. Goga Batase was 54% on over here on the $12 single entry. 21 fantasy points was just okay. De'Aaron Fox, I went for a little game stack here, a little back and forth between these two. I figured this game would be tightly contested. I like the over in this matchup. That's why I went with the LeBron Fox here. I could have easily went LeBron Sabonis. Both of them had solid games, but Fox was a better play than Sabonis because of the savings. I got exactly what I wanted. Fox at 32% on gave us 58 fantasy points. Dominic, man, let us down here in this spot. I was back and forth. I couldn't decide between him, Niang. I was holding out. Maybe they might have started Taylor Horton Tucker, but I should have just played Bryce Sensabaugh. Who knew he would come out there and have a good game? But Dominic let me down here at 3,500. Only 11 fantasy points for him, so didn't quite get the money over here on the single entry. All right, so y'all let me know what y'all think about that new approach. Just looking at my single entries more and just doing it on the DraftKings side. I'll be looking forward to them comments. Let's get to today's slate. Today's 7-game slate here. Got the starting five pulled up for you. And as you can see at the top, I don't mind going right back to De'Aaron Fox, man. Listen, this is a fully loaded slate, man. Tons of value. This might be a high scoring night here. You might need about 400 tonight, man. There's a lot of value on here. Some good pay up options. But at the top, I don't mind going right back to De'Aaron Fox. We know Wemby is out for the San Antonio Spurs, and the Spurs defense was already not that great with Wemby. Wemby was just a bright spot on the defense. Gets a lot worse with Wemby out of there, man. You can go right back to Fox. Second night of a back-to-back. They played heavy minutes last night, but Fox is young, man. I'm not really worried about that. And I love the matchup here against the Spurs. Get you some De'Aaron Fox. At the shooting guard, I want to look at Bradley Beal, 6,900, going against this Toronto Raptors team whose defense is just... I love taking teams against the Toronto Raptors defense, and Beal is a full go now. Big minutes, should see 35, 36 minutes in this spot, maybe more depending on the game flow and how it goes here. Beal's been solid since returning, man. Had a nice game last time out. Well, decent game, but we haven't seen that big game from Bill that I know he's still capable of. And we in a spot in the West. The Suns have to win. That's a tight fight over there in the West. You're gonna hear that a lot down these closing weeks of the season because they're jostling for position out there, trying to avoid the play-in tournament. Some teams might be trying to get in there. It's a lot of things going on. I know the Suns have to win, and they're gonna need Bill in this spot to do it. I think he has a big night here at home against these Toronto Raptors. At the small forward, what are these next three in general, guys? I'm going to let you know. As far as DFS is concerned, this is probably going to be the Holy Trinity tonight. Kyle Anderson should be getting the start with no Karl Anthony Towns here. Now, it's not solidified. They could, for whatever reason, bring Nas Reed in there. And if they do, that is no problem. You just sub in Nas Reed instead of Kyle Anderson. No Karl Anthony Towns over here for Minnesota. Great matchup against the Indiana Pacers. Pace-up matchup. Take teams against the Pacers. You're getting a cheap Kyle Anderson here who is very capable of giving you a nice return, especially in this matchup. I love Kyle Anderson at 4,300. A lot of people are going to love him. He's going to be chalk, but he's just a good play. Like I just told you, man, it's okay to play the chalk, man. You just got to get different in 2 and 3 other spots. Get you some Kyle Anderson here, especially if he starts, all right? At the power forward, Keldon Johnson, man, 4,900. Look, no Wemby over here. It's a lot of minutes, a lot of usage to go around. Keldon Johnson minutes have been trending great as of late. Pop has been playing them 30 with no Wemby out here. There's no reason he couldn't see a little uptick, maybe get closer to 35, 36 in this spot. At 4,900, Keldon Johnson been playing well in this role. In an increased role here going against the Sacramento Kings, man, he should give you a nice return over here of 4,900. This is a guy who has 50-point upside, man, at this price tag. He could 10x for you here at 4,900 in this matchup. You're going to want to get you some Keldon Johnson, all right? At the center spot, Zach Collins is definitely in your future as well. 4,300, man. Should be getting to start with no Wemby out there. He's live for a double-double, man. He's a solid rebounder and defender. If he can find some scoring for us, he can unlock his upside. But definitely get to Zach Collins in this matchup. He's going to have his hands full with Sabonis. I like Sabonis on the other side, too. Sabonis should absolutely eat in this matchup. Only thing you got to worry about with Zach Collins is if he can stay out of foul trouble, man, because Sabonis is good at drawing fouls and he plays physical down low. But as long as he doesn't avoiding foul trouble, man, Zach Collins should see 30-plus minutes in this spot, and I don't see him failing for you either at 4,300. You're going to want to get to some Zach Collins, all right? There you have it, your starting five for DraftKings: De'Aaron Fox, Bradley Beal, Kyle Anderson, Keldon Johnson, and Zach Collins. Get you some exposure to these guys. Get them in your player pools. They for sure going to be in mine, all right? Let's go take a look at FanDuel and see what I'm feeling over there. Man, go on and hit that like button if you haven't. Shame on you, man. You know I'm blazing you out here this morning, man. Come on with it, man. Hit that like button. Let's go. I need 150 on this video. Stop playing, man. Let's go. At the top, on FanDuel, Emmanuel Quickly, 8K. I like going to the other side of this Suns-Toronto matchup, man. I love picking on teams against the Raptors, but the Raptors are scrappy, man. They have a way of fighting and staying in games. They're a little short-handed with no Scotty Barnes over there. We've seen Emmanuel Quickly play solid and his price start to tick up. It's a little high, but I'm okay going to him, man. The Suns give it up to the point guard position, not really worried about no Bradley Beal defense over there. I like getting to some Emmanuel Quickly at 8K, all right? At the shooting guard, you absolutely know I'm going to play some Anthony Edwards with no Karl Anthony Towns, man. Sign me up for the Ant-Man, 9,300. He's been struggling as of late, man. I don't know what's going on. He said he was lost track of time, missed the start of the last game. It's a lot going on, but I think he can correct it right here in this spot against the Pacers and this defense and this lovely matchup with no Karl Anthony Towns. He should be able to get whatever shot whenever he wants to, man. This is his offense alone. Give me Anthony Edwards at 9,300. At the small forward spot, Staying with Keldon Johnson, 5,700. You can see the price increase over here on FanDuel because they getting out ahead of it. They already know, man. This is where he probably be priced more than this if he's been playing 30 plus minutes without Wemby all season. I don't mind going to Keldon Johnson over here on FanDuel. He's definitely gonna get some ownership, but he's just a solid, good value play here, man. Give me Keldon Johnson at 5,700. At the power forward, staying with Zach Collins, he's 6,100, almost a $2,000 price increase over here. That shows you how good of a play he is on DraftKings, man. Get to him. I don't mind getting to him on FanDuel as well. 6,100, perfectly fine, man. He should see over 30 minutes in this spot. Like I said, barring foul trouble, anything, sign me up for Zach Collins. And at the center, man, I'm looking at my boy Nas Reed as well, 5,900. Like I said, Kyle Anderson should draw the start at power forward. That's what they typically do. But if something changes for whatever reason, Nas Reed can move into the starting lineup. And just because this is kind of a tough matchup for Rudy Gobert, man. These Pacers like to run the ball, man. They like to push the pace. They could run Gobert off the court. Now, it's not likely they probably leave Gobert out there for his normal run and just play it how they play it. But you look at the matchup, he got to guard Miles Turner. Miles Turner going to put him to a three-point line out the paint. It just doesn't shape up well for Rudy Gobert here in this spot. Now, like I said, that doesn't really mean anything, but it's not out of the realm of possibility that his minutes could get affected due to this matchup. And you add in the fact that Nas Reed is the first one off the bench no matter what. He is Rudy Gobert's backup. If there's any foul trouble for Gobert or Kyle Anderson, he's going to be the first one off the bench. And you know Nas Reed is a great point per minute fantasy producer. Don't mind the price tag, 5,900. Love the matchup. Get to you some Nas Reed, all right? There you have it. My starting five on FanDuel. Nas Reed, Zach Collins, Keldon Johnson, Anthony Edwards, and Emmanuel Quickly, man. Get you some exposure to these guys. Get them in your player pools. You know they're going to be in mine. Y'all know any questions, comments, concerns, you just want to say what's up, hit me up below in the comment section. Holler at me on Twitter. I'll respond as soon as I see it, man. Y'all know the motto. Chances make champions. Y'all green up. I'll catch y'all next time, all right? Let's get it.